Hey, we're Team 10, and I'm Jonathan Gurma. This is Danielle Frostig, Robert Anderson, and Chris Marquez, and we're also known as the Warehouse Warriors. This is our robot.
So as Jonathan introduced, this is our robot. The main functionality of the robot is to get up the side ramp and pick up balls and score them. So we have our drivetrain and a scoring arm that can move up and down. It hinges back in order to fit into the starting box. And an additional feature we added was a grappling hook / winch, which can be unspooled and attached to the hoops at the top of the ramp in order to drive up the challenge ramp.
To build our robot, we used various different machining techniques. Primarily, most of what we built the robot out of is acrylic panels that we used a laser cutter to manufacture. We also used some CNC milling to machine a few of the components of the actual gear train, as well as a lathe to turn down the shaft, and a 3D printer to make some specialized components to hold the motors in place. It was a good experience of using multiple different machining techniques together for one project.
In terms of our ideation process and how we went about improving our design is we really started with a basic drivetrain. And I think as we tested it, we were surprised to see how well it performed initially in terms of going up the ramp. Although we noticed that we were losing a lot of, energy just skidding our wheels. So we decided to gear down our drivetrain a little more, and we found that to be very successful. The grappling hook and winch, in fact, was a very late design, as we saw that we were almost getting up the middle ramp, which was really surprising, which we just needed that little extra pull. And so then this design came about within about a week. So it adds just a whole new dimension of scoring to our robot, which we think will be very beneficial later on.
We learned a lot of problem solving for sure, a lot of different ways to approach different problems when things get stuck, when it just stops driving, which is what happened to our very first iteration of the robot. It was working one day, and the next day it just wasn't. So figuring out how to solve problems when you don't even know what the problems necessarily are and how to delegate those tasks within a group.
Bringing a bunch of people that didn't really know each other beforehand together, and then spending many, many hours working together, late nights at labs and stuff, and we learned how to get along together and make new friendships.